Yo, what's going on? This is MC Jin. Yeah, and you're checking out the TRACKSTARZ. We're in the field, live and direct. Peace.
Yeah, back in the field with the TRACKSTARZ, Ryan Righteous, Shantana, DJ Jeremiah. This is a first. This is a very, very, very first. We're doing an album review today, and guess what? The artist we're going to review is in the building.
Yeah.
This is serious.
Yeah.
You ready for this, man?
I'm ready, man. I'm ready.
Okay.
How close do I need to be to the mic?
Get right there. You good.
Yeah.
You good.
Cool.
That
But
scared
yeah, man.
me.
Yeah.
It scared me a lot.
We good in there, man? We good in there? Okay. All right. So we have you in the building. First, we want to get to kind of know you. All right. So, tell them your go by Nate. What's your full name?
My name is Nathan McGahee. That's my full government name.
Okay.
So,
All right. So when did you get started, man?
I started in 8th grade. I heard the man Lecrae. I was like, this is I like this. Like, it's Christian and it's rap. So it's like I didn't know that could work together.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna try this. So I started writing my own stuff, and it was really bad. So I kept working at it. I was like, I'm gonna get better at this. And so I kept working. I found beats, started making my own stuff, and here I am today.
Okay. Now, did you say you made beats or you found beats?
I make beats, but I find beats as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. So, tell us. Before we get into the review and everything, I could probably pinpoint some of your influences in Christian hip hop. Besides Lecrae, who else influences you?
Andy Minnie.
Andy. I could tell that.
Andy
I
Minnie.
could tell. I could tell. I don't want to spoil it for everybody else, but I could tell.
Yeah, I mean, I'm repping his T-shirt today.
course.
So.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Okay. So real quickly, you said that you started off when you were in 8th grade.
Yes, sir.
What did you think about the industry when you started?
I wasn't sure like if I wanted to like get into the industry and like what I don't know like what I really thought about it. I just knew that I liked what I heard and I wanted to try and replicate it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure I really wanted to like be a part of it until I really started until I made my first album, and then I was like, okay, I think I want to be a part of this. And the industry today, I like the way it's going. Some people don't, but I like the way that Lecrae is trying to get into the mainstream more.
Yeah.
Because I mean the Bible says engage culture. So if you're not engaging culture, who are you gonna save?
Yeah.
So it's like I like that he's trying to get into the like with Kendrick Lamar and all like the people he's talking to. So I think it's awesome. So.
Yes, just thinking about your project, man, like Camp High, how you get the name, and then also how do you write songs? Because we're about to get into the review, but like the songs was like you was using you had a theme. It seemed like you had a theme for each song.
Yeah.
So.
Camp High is not about drugs. God, that's the one thing that just people. Camp High? You talking about marijuana? No. Camp High is I'm talking about. I go to a camp, right? I'm high on some Jesus. When I get home, I'm going to be praising Jesus. I'm going to be reading my Bible every night, doing what I can to grow.
Okay.
And then you get back and you're like, I'm not sure I really want to do this anymore, because it's like, I mean, you got to take the time to do it. You got to sit down and read. You got to spend time with Jesus. And it's like, you get on that Camp High when you're around everybody.
Oh, gotcha.
So it's like, what I wanted people to understand with this album is that because Jesus died, you can always have that joy that you get in a camp, but you're not always going to be super happy about it. I mean, you're gonna have your bad days, your happy days, and your frustrated days and stuff like that, but you can always have joy knowing that he died for you. So that's the basis of
That's
Camp
huge,
High.
man. And I remember the same thing. I was at a Passion event, and Louis was on stage, and he said, every year people come here, and you guys are on fire for Jesus, but then you go back and you fade.
Yeah.
What do you need to do now to make sure this doesn't burn out? So that's an awesome concept, man. Really good.
Appreciate it.
So it seems like I have to ask everybody who passes through this chair or sits on an interview, what do you think about Christian rapper that's Christian? What is your take on it?
I'm a Christian, and I like rapping.
Okay.
The way I see it is, I like the label of Christian rapper because I want people to know who I believe in.
Exactly.
But then again, I want people to say, "Oh, that kid's dope." Like I want them to enjoy the music for what it is. Like I make songs that don't necessarily have Jesus in them.
Yeah.
But that's just me being me. And the Christian rapper, I can understand that, but more importantly, I want people to know that I rap and I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
Keep it not keep it separate, but know the difference. Like, know that I rap and I want to do this for a living, and I want to pay my bills and feed my family by doing this, and continue God's ministry. But at the same time, I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what happened.
Got you, man. Good. I'm trying to delay this, man. Okay, let's just get into it. So this is exciting to me because I always mention it. We were part of a group called Destinations, and Destinations was awesome because we had a show. We used to have a show every month, and last Friday of the month, and we would practice twice a week. So it would be a room like this, and let's say Austin had a piece that he was trying to work on, and I was the leader of the team, so I had to make like final call with me and Lauren Amati. That you would see her in here sometimes. So he would get up and he would do his piece, and then we would have to be like, okay. So can you, when you said such and such, did you mean to say that, or did you mean to say something hotter than that? You know what I mean? Like that's how we had to do, and you had to evaluate talent and cut things, and it was good. I mean, you can attest to that. It made you better.
Yeah, it made you better, or it made you better.
Yeah.
Seriously, because it was either you gonna take this advice and say, okay, this is their advice. I'm going to do this because I feel what they're saying is valid. Or it was, man, I'm better than what they're talking about anyway. I ain't changing nothing.
Yeah.
And we had people do that too.
Yeah.
People left, or people eventually, or the sad thing was the people eventually end up taking the advice anyway. But I think that's what it was when you see yourself when somebody gives you criticism or give you advice about your stuff.
Yeah, and I think the goal is everybody in the room loves you. They want you to be successful. So it was it never felt, I mean, the people who were legit, they never felt threatened. Like Maya would give me a note and be like, hey, how about you on that part you get a little bit more into it. It felt dry. And it'd be like, maybe it was dry. Maybe I need to get into it. You know what I mean? It's just the way you take it. So that's why I love this. But, okay. All right. So, album review, Camp High Nate.
So y'all want me to do what I do? And
you want to do it first?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
I think I need to study more, cause that's the small little things that God looks for. Yeah, giving all to everything, wake up in the morning and do it every day. Yeah, I'm trying to work it for a better future. I don't want to pass it off and then later lose it. I don't want nobody else to start down me, so I'ma wake up and stop counting shit. Nervous, diverted to something. I'm hungry for more cause my God is important. Tearing it up and I'm bearing some fruit. So go do the same cause he better for you. I'm working, looking for more just to keep up my learning. My place in this life is the hunger for more. Yearning for more, burning for more. Yeah, the grind don't stop. Boy, I shouldn't take $1 million for you to open up the door, let him in your heart. I got a feeling I was missing out. I heard a sermon and this is what it talked about. I was happy as could be when I heard the rain, cause God is not fake, he's a living thing. People on the rope and they think they gon' fall off. We'll see what happens when you pray. Voila, and I'm an inadequate advocate of this rapping and passion, and I imagine the actions of the bastion I can't fathom. Yeah, let me say that line again. And I'm an inadequate advocate of this rapping and passion, and I imagine the actions of the bastion I can't fathom what he went through. That's why I'm gonna worship him, and I will continue. What are you doing? This temptation got me struggling. I'm back and forth in my flesh. I see a pretty lady, well, you know the rest. If I go a little further, I'm gon' fall right off of this ledge. I'm married to attention. She gave birth to a kid named Ed. Wow, he said he loves me and he just wants the best. He said throw up all your burdens and I will do the rest. So I swerve away from that lust. I swerve away from that greed. I swerve away from these worldly things and I gravitate to my knees. Alright, I'm pushing and I'm shoving. I'm just trying to keep my cool. I see that serpent lurking, trying to make me look a fool. It urges deep inside. inside me forcing out. They destroying me. I really cannot take it anymore. It's annoying me. I'm growing up and I'm moving on. Love and grace got me going strong. Now how y'all say that God ain't real? Give me a reason. Prove me wrong. Swerve away from those false prophets. Swerve away from that false doctrine. Drop the sound that'll hit the ground and write music that'll make you got it. Yeah. Swerve, 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 swerve.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Whew. All right. Okay. So this is how we do this. Overall impressions. Go.
Man, I loved it, man. Overall, man, it's up there. I mean, it's up there, and it's up there in one of, I think, what could be one of the leading albums of our genre. I really do. I mean, when I listened to it, man, I was like, okay, cool. This, first of all, I'm one of those people that loves the down south sound. So your beats knock. Your beats knock, man. My favorite, and I think what should be your single, which you might tell me is not, is Swerve. I just love the way that beat comes in, man. I can do the motorcycle to it. I love it, man.
I forgot he's old.
He's still doing the motorcycle.
Yeah, right. Man, but
Young Jock didn't do that like 20 years ago.
yeah, right. But what I'm thinking when I listen to it, man, is who does your production? Your production
That
is
was
nice.
my question.
Yeah.
So first of all, Swerve was a single. That was the first.
Oh,
that was
good.
yeah. I put that one out first. I find the beats or make them. I made Swerve, and I mix it and master it myself in my room.
Okay.
So
all right. Overall.
5 stars, man. I was like, I was impressed, man. Honestly, because we get a lot of stuff, and you know, just what it was, and then sometimes beats are not like up top beats. They're on. You got different types, but the beats were just it caught my attention. Like when I first listened, I was like, okay. The second song, wow, okay, and I was just like, it. I always have this mentality of competition with mainstream, and the reason why I have that competition is because they're fighting each other for money, and we're fighting for their souls. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when somebody give you something and say it's Christian, you listen to it and you like, could this go on the radio? Could this go on the radio right now? And honestly, you got stuff. Yeah. All your stuff can go on the radio right now.
Yeah, appreciate that.
So I said 5 stars.
You want to chime in?
You know me, I'm always the first to listen to something like because of y'all, so my chime is gonna fall right in with line for line. We're hearing certain things for a long time, and I think I could pick up on certain things pretty fast. I don't need to listen to like 50 minutes of one thing. I could hear for 1 minute and know. But what I can say is that for me experiencing this style of Christian music, being with the TRACKSTARZ, that it's like yes, yes, and yes. Like from the albums that he's given me to listen to really catch this new age Christian hip hop. I think you're dope. I think every song reminded me of some of the artists that have been out, such as Lecrae and Dominio. Like these guys are just dope, and like I think every song I just heard, first thing I want to say, who produced your tracks, because most times what like they were saying, like when we hear certain tracks, it's like, okay, it sounds like you did it in your bedroom, or it sounds like you did it in a little closet, but your sound sounds like you were in a production studio and spent a lot of time on it. So the quality of your work to me is bar none, hands down, like top notch. So like you said, I can hear that on the radio. For me, I'm in college now, I play on a baseball team, and so I'm introducing some of these guys to this Christian hip hop music, and this is something that I'm like, okay, where I buy the album at? Like, that's the first thing I thought about. I was like, where I buy this at? Because I know that I can play this, and they're gonna be like, who is it? And like that's the reaction I get whenever I play Lecrae, if I play Andy Day, because they don't know, they don't know that. So I want to say kudos to you, and And much blessings to your path to greatness, because this, and I want to say, keep doing what you're doing.
Water.
This is definitely hashtag water.
And I want to chime in. I want to chime in with two things. One of my personal questions to you, but another from someone on Twitter said, please tell him to say where we can get his music, because I definitely want to support him.
Yeah,
awesome. To that person.
Yeah.
I have a SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/IamNateMusic. That's my Instagram, my Twitter, all that stuff. That's usually where I put my free stuff. But that album is on iTunes, it's on Google Play, it's on Amazon MP3, it's on whatever you can think of. It's probably on there. So yeah, just the main thing I would say is go get it on iTunes.
And from my personal standpoint, I'm willing to bet that when you were in 8th grade, you had good stuff too. You just didn't like it yourself. You were probably your own worst critic. Because
I wish you could hear the stuff.
But what you put out right now is enough to say you didn't just come from the bottom. You were already somewhere in the middle when you brought this to the top. So,
what you got?
Can I say something real quick before you go? Like, I want to say before I forgot, but like when I listened to it, and like I said, line for line has made me to compare the secular with our Christian. Like I heard, like your style is like I love versatility. That's something that I practice in my work, even as an actor and different things that I do. But I think you're very versatile. I think you come with a different energy. But you know, and I can hear, to be honest, not to throw, I can hear a Drake, I can hear like a Big Sean, I can hear there's certain things you did with certain songs and your verbal cadences that you were using, and just those particular in those songs that I've heard. Yeah, you're up there with them, to where like I feel like some people they're gonna listen to your music and be surprised to see you. You know, which I love. I love for people to have a perception of something, then when they see you, they like, huh?
Oh, that's what he looks like.
Right. And I've gotten that. You know what I'm saying? I've gotten that. And it's something about it, I love it. But yeah, like I said, keep doing your thing, brother. Appreciate it.
Man, it was good, man. I felt like it was perfect for like that pocket of like, you know, like conference type performances, you know what I mean? Like that jumping up and down type stuff. My favorite two as far as singles, like of course Swerve, Counting Sheep was like my jam. I'm not even gonna front. I wrote my notes, labels, I would have used that as the first single, and I said it reminds me of some like Alex Faye. I put A Million Knocks, shocked me. Like when I heard it, I stood up. Like I actually put hashtag Flow, and then I put actually hashtag Flizzo in my notes. But man, like the beat production was like, it was there. I was like, who is this kid?
I would say, first of all, somebody may be listening like, oh, because he in the studio, y'all gonna say.
Man,
no, but
flex though.
But real talk, man, it was strong. It was really strong. And who made the Million Knocks?
I did.
You did it? Okay. Which beats did you not make?
So I only made 3.
Okay.
I made Swerve, A Million Knocks, and Watch Me Do It. I made those 3. All the other ones I found.
Okay. So. It was strong. So I think everybody already said everything. So let's move into the because I want to do singles. You already started talking about singles, and I also want to do what we think would help you on your next project as well. Because this is we want to give you some advice as well. So let's do singles first. My singles for you, I would say A Million Knocks was ridiculously strong. I thought Labels was strong, and I liked Mountaintop. Those 3 to me were like, okay, clearly this is good. Swerve was good as well, and there were some other ones that were good, but those 3 to me stood out the most. I loved those 3, so those would be my 3. What y'all got?
All right, so my 3, of course, I said Swerve first, right? Counting Sheep was a turned up song, man. It actually reminded me of a Black Knight beat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I was just like, who does your production? Because I mean, Black Knight might be in trouble.
Because honestly, it was almost confusing. It's like, how are you getting this stuff? I mean, honestly, it's hard for like just a random person that wants to start rapping to get good beats like that. It's not easy. Yeah. So do you have any advice, like if somebody's just starting up in their bedroom? Like, first of all, you made some of it, but for the ones you don't, like, what are some tips for somebody to find beats like that?
Keep looking. I mean, it took me a while to find websites that had good beats. My biggest suggestion is SoundClick. TRACKSTARZ.com. It's got a beats and instrumentals tab, and it's got, I mean, all kind of genres of beats, and that's basically where I found all my other beats.
And you just have to have a good ear, because there's a lot of crap on SoundClick too, as well. And I feel there's people, there's people who reach for a certain sound to beat that sounds turned up, but it sounds, I don't know, it sounds produced. It doesn't sound naturally good. And I hear a lot of people reaching for those, but you curated some great beats, if you know what I mean. Like, you found beats that sounded strong, that fit together, that had the same theme, the same feel. It didn't feel like you was left field, like, you know, some random dude produced this track and some random dude. Like, it felt like it went together. That's why it felt like the whole thing was produced by you, because they all went together nicely. So
thank you.
That was good. Any more? You're through.
My last one, because I'm a double time man. Which one do you think I would have gone for?
Double time man.
What is
Rapping Fast? Chopper.
Rapping Fast?
Mm-hmm.
A Million Knots.
Yeah, which one?
A Million Knots?
Actually, it was.
Oh wait, Hunger of Lions.
Yes,
Hunger of Lions.
Because
I saw you doing that little.
Yeah, man, Hunger of Lions, man, and I just thought it was dope, man. Let me ask you, when did you start working on this project, and when did you complete it?
I have 2 mixtapes as well. I finished my second mixtape, and then I started working on it, which was in May. And then I finished it like right before I released it. Because, I mean, I had a set day that I wanted to release it, which was October 14th, which was my birthday. So I was like, if anybody's going to buy me a present, do my album. So I finished it like October 8th,
So
9th.
you said May to October?
May to October.
That you did this?
I did 9 songs.
That's good.
Man.
That's good.
Encouraging.
Because, okay, you said May to October.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet that you had most of this recorded before you even heard The Anomaly.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy the way I'm getting that feel from this to Anomaly. I mean, it's like you were, and one of our Twitter followers responded and said, you do have an Andy feel, but you have your own niche and you created your own lane to make sure you stay in your lane. And I think that's a great observation, because I observed that too. But I would not lump you in with anybody like that. I would suggest that anybody like Andy pick up your music, because you are an artist that can give them everything that he gives on the track. So I think that's dope. Hold on one second.
I was gonna say, even as far as, man, like, your delivery, man, like, it's actually better than Andy. Like, I'll say,
let's not blow this man's head up.
I'm not,
you know what I'm saying?
like,
let's not blow this man's head up. He doing his best humble face right now.
He's like,
let's do, you know what I'm saying?
No, like, your delivery is like you're 18 years old, man. Like, your delivery is smashing like some 26 years old. You know what I mean? So like, your delivery is there.
Wow.
Lord help me keep
And I'm not going to help, because what I was about to say was, honestly, and this is coming from my DJ side, I was like, any one of your joints have be a single. Like, when I was listening to it, I was like, I told Shantana, I was like, yo, I think we found a gem here, like, because it's rare to, like, have music that is like the entire album is a go. Like, you can just let it ride.
Let's not be mistaken. When we get these album review requests, we're nervous.
Yeah.
Because it might be terrible.
Yeah. So
and to get something that was good is a blessing.
Yeah. I was extremely nervous, because before I had a chance to listen, CR was like, he wants to also come in and have you all do it live, and I was like,
I wanted to get the most of the
this is a great way, because you're gonna get it for real. You know what I mean? Like, and we can look at you in the face and so it was a great idea. But imagine the same conversation and we didn't like it. It would have been tough, but we still would have told you the truth. So
I was talking to them in there. I said, if I didn't have criticism, I wouldn't be where I am now. So I love the criticism. It's hard to take sometimes, but I mean, it's what builds me up. It's what gets me better.
All right, speaking of that, what do you got for him? Advice for the future?
You know, whenever I get down to advice, I always go against the music, because I'm not an artist myself. These two are the artists. Whoever's in your circle right now, friends, family, support, keep them around, because you seem to be grounded. You seem to be humbled. You got your man Chase with you today. It seems like you have pretty much figured out, and this is another thing I want to go back to. You heard our Noteworthy. Did you hear the noteworthy that we just did? Okay, you would have been perfect to talk to this guy because his situation is his mother told him he should not do Christian music because there's no money in it. And he's trying to figure out, how do you know when God has called you to something, and how do you know when you're supposed to act on that? Can you tell us a little bit about how you got your calling and when God told you to act?
I mean, I still don't know. I mean, I feel as if God's called me. Two of my biggest supporters are my mom and dad. I love you, Mom. But because she's listening right now. So,
hi, Mom.
But they definitely keep me grounded and say, hey, we don't like this part of the song, but we like this part of the song, and you should do this with this. So they're I love them to death, even though we have our struggles. But I think I don't know how to answer this question. It's like, ask the question again.
You're still doing it, yeah.
So basically, he wants to know how someone like yourself can answer the call and then project on it, like move forward with it, even though you don't know if this is going to work out.
Yeah, that's a God thing, man. I didn't know really that I wanted to do music until about last year, and I felt like after I made my first album and put it on iTunes, it wasn't too hot, it wasn't like anything special. People liked it, but they were like, I don't know about this. But I started making this album and showing it to people before I released it, and they seemed to really enjoy it. So I was like, maybe I should be doing this. Like, maybe this is what God's calling me to do. Yeah. So it's just, for me, like, if someone's questioning whether it's their calling or not with anything, prayer is one of the best things. And I prayed and asked and questioned and continue to question.
At some point, you just gotta try.
Yeah.
Me and Aishi had a little debate on the show a little while ago, and I'm not a believer in sitting on something and trying to perfect it before anybody gets to hear it. Even though I do that sometimes myself. You gotta try. You gotta put stuff out there and see how it goes. You know what I mean? So I think that's when you start to get real feedback. You get to see where you are. So I would just try, and God will let you know if it's good or not. Okay.
I wrote for advice for the future. I would say keep finding great production. Regardless of what people feel, production always gets people in. It's like the worm, and then you hook them with your lyrics. So I would say that. I would say, you said you do the mastering and mixing yourself. Yeah. I would say to you, get a fresh ears in there with you. Yeah. So when you doing it, you can leave the room and say, hey, let me tell you what this mix sounds like. What is this? How does this mix sound? You know what I'm saying? And then because your ears are so used to hearing it, then you step away and let somebody else hear it with fresh ears. Then they can say, hey man, that chorus is way too loud. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or this, whatever. So that's what my thing would be to you.
Yeah, on that, because I'm in the same boat with you where I would record it, mix it, master it. I did the whole first project like that. And I got feedback from KJ52. He's like, man, it sounds like you're in a phone booth. It sounds muffled. And I took that advice and I'm like, okay, next time I did the recording, but I had somebody else mix it, because it's like you hear it a certain way, but somebody else needs to hear it fresh. Yeah. That can hear it from a different perspective. And I'm sure you do this as well, where you have like a song that you judge it against. Yeah. Something that's fully mastered. So even with that, having somebody else go in there and tweak it a little bit too, to their ear, will help get it right where it needs to be. With that, and eventually your goal, and this is where I'm now, eventually your goal is, if this is your project, get to the place where you have the funds to get somebody else to do it for you. Because as much as you may know how to do it and I know how to do it, it's never going to be as good as somebody who really does this every day to master it. But get as far as you can with it by yourself. Because you have to. I mean, the funds, you got to make your own cover, you got to do all this stuff. Get as far as you can with that. But your goal should be to pass that on to somebody else once the funds are there, and start paying for stuff as you can. Because we were in bootstrap mode for so long that I got so used to doing that it was even hard for when like Ciara and Austin and Trey came and Adrena, the TRACKSTARZ staff, to hand stuff off. They could say like, and it's like, oh, what's the password for this? Here it is. And it's like, you know, because it's hard because you do it yourself and you have a certain eye and an ear for it that it's hard to pass it. But then when you finally let go, Ciara's been killing social media. Austin's been killing finding us new opportunities. Trey's been killing website stuff, and Adrena's been killing video and all kinds of stuff. So it's like, that's the ultimate goal. So you killing it right now, but that's the next step. I would say, for me personally, when you rap fast, you hit stronger than when you slow it down, to me. So to me, that's your pocket. There was a song, it had an awesome rhythm to it, the R's Longa. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It means art is long, life is short.
Okay. Yeah. That song had an awesome rhythm to it, but I think you excelled more when you could just go, you know, like you went through. So if you do want to mix it up like that and go slower, you got to nail that. You got to nail that rhythm. What else? I was thinking. I mean, that's pretty much it, man. The beats sound great. I talked about this recently on a Line for Line where I said that to me, Christian hip hop sounds a certain way where it's like just aggressive, and I needed somebody to be that swing man, like the one that could ride a beat that had a bounce to it, and that's what this sounds like to me. So I love this. That's why it may sound better than Andy to Austin, because the beat has such a swing, it has such a rhythm. Like, to me, this Million Knocks is incredible. It's incredible because it just has a bounce to it. It has that mainstream feel, and your lyrics are killing it. So I would stay in that lane and don't try too much to chase what Lecrae and Andy are doing, because they have a certain sound, and I could tell that sound. There's another sound that you can create that's just as good or better with the same lyrics that you have. So I would encourage that.
Yeah, pretty much that, man. We're probably about to go into it. What song would you want the people that's listening to hear? Like, what song? Because we're going to play an entire song straight through.
And I have one last question for you. Who are some artists that you want to collaborate with in Christian hip hop?
Andy Mineo. Let me do labels.
Labels is a problem.
I think, of course, Andy Mineo is like a dream feature. I don't know. I like the smaller artists that are making their way, like I am. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't have like specific names of people that I specifically want. Like, I'm actually doing a song. Y'all heard of Dylan Chase? Yeah. I'm actually doing a song with him for this next album. Oh, awesome. I sent him the track and he's gonna send it back to me. So shout out to Dylan Chase for that. So just the smaller artists, a little bit bigger than I am, that can actually like help me get up to I don't mean Andy Mineo, Lecrae, Triple, like all Reach Records. I mean, I'd love that. That would be awesome.
Man, your game plan is good, man.
My whole thing was artists, you solid by yourself. But as far as my criticism, artists feel like, it has great potential. Like, the feature wasn't there for the album. You know what I mean? But like, other than that, man, I feel like it had great potential. I mean, I wanted like for the future, I want to see like more variety. But at the same time, I just want to see out of you. I don't want to see more out of everybody else and their sound. I want to hear you, because you actually do really sound good, man. Like, I'm like gonna download singles, like not singles, labels as a single.
This is big from him. I don't know if you know this. He's tough. He's tougher than me. He's tougher than me, and I'm pretty tough.
Man, I love labels. Is like my jam. Man.
Labels is legit. It is.
I appreciate it.
All right, so let's get into it. You in the field with the TRACKSTARZ, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
Hey, you know what I've noticed? I don't really get insulted about my music. I just get labeled on how I live my life. Sometimes I even label myself to hide who I really am. Alright, why I got too many labels? Why I got too many labels? Why I got too many labels? Man, I got too many labels. I'm trying to talk about the stuff they don't really want to hear, so they label me a hater.